Pasty, a delicious hand pie from the UP commonly eaten by miners. Pasties. Something else. Let's make pasties, a UP tradition. And I always confuse pasty and pasty. Pasty is a traditional food eaten by miners in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and Cornwall, England, and anywhere you find miners. Like people who worked in mines, not people under the age of 18. Although, hey, pasties are for everyone, but pasties are not. Start with our pie dough, which doesn't have to be scary. Measure out 3 cups of flour. For pasties, it's a basic 3-2-1 dough. So it's 3 parts flour, 2 parts butter or fat, and 1 part water. Just a little bit of salt, not too much. Chop up your butter nice and small. Shortening or lard might be traditional, but I've got butter, so I'm using butter. Add your chopped butter to your flour. I'm gonna use a pastry cutter and mix it up. Mix it up until it's the size of like little peas. Slowly add some water into your flour and butter. When miners were eating their pasty, they'd hold on to the outer crust like a handle, eat the inside, and then throw the crust away because of the high levels of arsenic on their hands. Once your dough is formed, wrap it in some plastic wrap and let chill for about an hour. Now make your filling for your pasty. Traditional is just potatoes, rutabagas, little onion, and meat. Some people throw carrots in there. I don't know if there's a big debate over carrots in a pasty or not. I'm just gonna not touch it. But with a rutabaga, as my grandpa called it, a rutabagi, also known as a Swedish turnip. So peel your rutabaga, or I'm just slicing it off because the skin's a bitch. I don't know if you can do this with the peeler or not, so I'm just gonna use a knife. I didn't cut any of my fingers off during that. Knock on wood. Now slice up your rutabaga into like 1/4 inch dice, a little bit smaller than bar dice. You don't want them too big, otherwise they won't cook all the way through. I can't find my peeler right now. I don't know where it is. I'm just gonna go for it. So peel your potato, preferably with a peeler, but I think a knife is fine. A smaller knife would probably be better, but I didn't cut myself on the rutabaga, so I think I'm good for gold with the potato. This is meant to be like your very cheap party food. They're brought over by Cornish miners who immigrated, work in Michigan's copper and iron ore mines. Where there's miners, there are pasties. So you got them in places like the UP, but also if you go to Butte, Montana, lots of pasties. And lots of booze. Found a lot of pasties, and you're probably gonna find a lot of bars too. And then you need your meat. You use ground beef. Some people use chopped up like flank steak or skirt steak. A lot of modern pasty shops will use pork and beef. If you got some venison in the freezer, thaw that out too. You hit a deer, put it in a pasty. Really mix your meat in there because you don't want like giant chunks of beef and then no potatoes or anything. A little bit of pepper. Pepper. I hardly know her. And some more salt. That looks mixed. Next, we gotta roll out our pasty dough. We're gonna wanna cut this into about 6 equal portions. Sprinkle a little flour and roll out your dough. I think you want it to be about 9 inches. Some people have a pasty template. Some people use a plate to cut it out. I'm just kinda eyeballing it. I don't know, this is a pretty good round one. Didn't need a mold or anything. That's 5. That's 8. Close enough. A lot of times when someone says it's 9 inches, it's really 8. I mean, hey, 8 inches is something to be proud of. Take about a cup of your pasty filling. Fold over the top of your dough. Seal them together. Cut off any excess dough. And my least favorite part, crimping. It's hard. I feel like I never get it right. You want to like put your thumb in and fold it over. Put your thumb in and fold it over. And then last one, fold it under. Then cut a couple slits in it. And there you got a beautiful little pasty. Crack an egg, make an egg wash for your pasty to turn out nice and golden brown. And a little bit of water and beat that up. Give them a brush with an egg wash. Bake in an oven at 350 for about an hour. Miners used to bring these to work baked and they would reheat them on a shovel. No, I don't have a shovel. I'm not gonna bake them on a shovel. I'm gonna bake them in an oven. You could also freeze these. I don't think the egg wash will freeze well. You don't usually want to freeze egg. If you're gonna freeze them without the egg wash. Pasties are done. They are golden brown and delicious. The big debate for your pasty is whether you eat it with ketchup or gravy. And while I'm not a Yooper, I've never been much of a gravy fan, so I'm going the Yooper way and dipping it in ketchup. And that's a pasty.